Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Tanvi Rudraraju and we're here at South by Southwest for the premiere of Slanted, and we're going to be talking with the casting crew. Let's get into it. So diving into the costume design of it all, how did you interweave the story into the looks, and what were your inspirations that you drew from for making the looks as they were?
So I would actually say one of the biggest parts of research that I was pulling from was actually being able to get the chance to look at my own personal family history. You know, like for our main character of Joan, she is supposed to be kind of like the most grounded version of our reality within the project in terms of like the style of how everyone's dressing. Her family is supposed to feel like really, really real, really textured in that way versus like, you know, this like super heightened Americana that she's living in. And so with her, I really wanted to make sure that like everything that she was wearing felt really true to like the time period and really true to like her being this kind of like insecure little character, and how does that change as she moves from like the start of the movie towards the end. Exactly, and making sure that like, you know, she still feels almost like an outsider in context of like all the other popular girls at school.
Where did the project branch from? Being an Asian woman, what were like specific things you took from your own life, and where did the script come about from?
Yeah, so it was during the pandemic, and there was a spa shooting in Atlanta where 6 Asian American women were murdered, and the concept kind of came from that, and it made me kind of reflect on my childhood growing up. And I grew up in Australia, and Australia's a great place, but there's a lot of racism, sadly, you know, in Sydney when I was growing up. And when I was a teenager, there were many days when I would wake up and I think, wouldn't life just be easier if I was white? And that kind of memory came back when I was, you know, thinking about this concept, and I knew I wanted to make it funny so people, you know, could kind of get into it more.
In a literal sense, almost.
Yes,
That's
totally. Yeah. So that's kind of, how it came about.
Hi, how are you, Shirley? How are you doing? I love your hair.
Thank you.
Of course. Congratulations on Didi and everything that's come towards your success for all the work you've put in. This is not the first time around for South by with other previous awards that you've won. What are you looking forward for this film to do at South by and create chatter around?
It's gonna make me emotional. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Like, being back at South by feels like such a homecoming. They've treated me so well here, and it's really, really special. What I'm excited for this time, I'm excited for the audiences to get to experience the ride that is this movie. I think that South by is the perfect place for it. You know, they're always doing kind of groundbreaking stuff, and they're really supporting artists and the artist community, so I'm so happy for that here.
How are you, Katy?
I'm good. How are you?
How was it getting the role for this project, and how are you feeling right now?
I feel great about it. I'm excited to say it. I have not seen frame number 1 of it,
Okay,
so
got you.
I have no idea what it looks like. I don't have any idea how it's going to come across, but people that I have talked to that have seen it have enjoyed it. So I'm excited to sit down and see it with an audience of fresh eyes. Yeah,
That's
so.
great. So I have a specific question. Can you talk us through your character and your role, and what did you put into prep for that?
Yeah, my role is very interesting. I play a former black man who created a piece of technology to turn people white to escape racism. Now, that said, what I love about this project is that I feel like the ultimate thesis of this film is your God-given skin is your superpower.
It really is.
It is. And when we try to shoehorn ourselves into some stereotype pushed by the media, big media, we just end up bringing harm to ourselves.
Okay, so first, how are you feeling in the role of Slanted?
I thought you were going to say, like, in life. And I was like, whoa.
How are you feeling in life? Let's talk about it.
There's a lot of emotions. In the role of Slanted specifically, I'm
it's a 180
excited.
from the comedy that you've been doing before.
Yeah.
What was it like shifting into a body horror type of film with such heavy connotations of social, like, injustice?
Yeah, it was such a privilege to be able to make that shift, because honestly, that's all I've ever wanted for my career, to be able to, like, take all these different shifts and be able to play in all these different spaces, because I love comedy. Don't get me wrong. I think like comedy is like my weapon of choice. You know, I love making people laugh, but it was really cool to be able to have this opportunity. And honestly, like my hero, my knight in shining armor was Amy, the director. She is the GOAT, and she's the one who really convinced me, like Maitreyi, we gotta do this. Because at first I was like, whoa, because you're right, like the movie tackles on a lot of themes, and what I'm excited about is people arguing about, like, okay.
The controversy is what brings conversation on
Exactly,
the topic.
and Amy's the one who taught me, like, that's why we do this, though. We do this to be controversial. We do this to start a conversation. All the best movies are controversial conversations.
So we have a couple questions for you. Of course. So, I have answers for this. So you've successfully navigated your career for years on end now, and what drew you to this role, and what stood out about it?
Whenever I originally got sent the description of this role in this film, it scared me, and it still scares me, and I think that I just wanted to be a part of. This story isn't really mine, and I just wanted to be a part of Amy's vision and her story and be able to bring this character to life for her, to be able to be a part of her bigger vision. And I think that it's important to do things that get you out of your comfort zone and that scare you, because it definitely did.
Yeah, well, it's such an amazing script. I cannot wait for everyone to see it. When we were at the table read, I was just totally blown away. So I play the receptionist for the doctor that does all of the surgeries, and I have had it as well. So I'm not the nice guy, you know what I mean? But it was really exciting to be part of such a provocative script that also is so moving. I just was over the moon. Thank you so much. Yeah.
It's amazing. So what was the hardest scene for you to film, and how did you prep your role in general? Because Joan's such an intricate character, and you work with Mckenna for that as well, right?
I think the hardest scenes are maybe, without giving too much away, for me, the mid-transition scenes with my parents. My relationship to my parents is so special. My dad is here supporting tonight, and it's really tender stuff, you know what I mean? And I think in a lot of ways, choosing to change the way you look is kind of a big, to me at least, it feels like, shoot, I'm maybe telling my parents I don't love them, or I don't love the way that they made me, because I'm half of both of them, right? I'm 100% both of them. And so I think that was difficult, but really real and really special for that reason.
Okay, my last scene.
Okay, your
last scene.
We'll keep a mark on that.
My last scene, because honestly, yet again, testament to Amy, I cannot hype her up enough. She let me bring my ideas to the scene, and then actually add a very important line. Because when I read the script, I was imagining myself as this character of Brinda, and I was like, okay, how would I feel if I were in Brinda's shoes? What would be running in my mind? I got to ask Amy, hey, this is how I feel if I were in Brinda's shoes. Can we add a line, you can make it more suave and how it's being said, but can we add this experience, this extra layer that will also address a whole other topic and boost up Brinda's character, but also the whole conversation around this idea of whiteness and beauty. So I'm very excited for people to see that last scene, because it's kind of like a gut punch. It's a gut punch. It'll make everyone love Brinda. It will make people get really upset with our good old Joan, though, unfortunately. So I'm very excited to see how people react and debate it out about the POC experience, because everyone has an opinion to say about that.
Except other than the POC people.
So true, Bestie. Everyone wants to tell me how I feel. So yeah, I'm very excited, and it's just been a huge honor. So yeah.
Given that the cast is all mostly up and coming stars like Mckenna, Maitreyi, Ramakrishnan, and how do you feel about working with these actors?
Oh my God,
being so young and full of energy.
Yes, amazing. And the best part is all of them brought so much to the project. I remember having Zooms with all of these girls separately. They all had thoughts, they all had lines they wanted to add to the scenes, and so much of the roles that they play came from them. And that's something that I was so impressed as a director, and it makes my job so much easier, because I can only do so much with my lines, but to have them add, amazing. Yeah, they're the sweetest girl. I love all of them to death. Yeah,
that's amazing. What were sort of references and comparisons that Amy made to explain to you what her vision was for the music and the soundscape of the film?
She was just I need this to be unique. It has to have the sound of this film. And so I was I was really lucky to have worked with this incredible percussionist called Quinn, and he has like a warehouse full of all this, like he invents these instruments and these weird sort of percussion, and so I knew we wanted to bring, you know, if you need a unique score, we need some unique instruments to be sort of, you know, to help create this sonically. So, you know, made sure we record a lot of these bends and scratches and everything to sort of enhance the humor in some moments and to also make you feel incredibly uncomfortable.
What was it like working with Amy Wang and that creative process? So far with all the cast we've talked with, she's a very open director. What was it like working with her?
She is so much fun. She is very clear and passionate and knows exactly what she wants, but she's so collaborative, silly, she's goofy. Like, I think we're very similar. Yeah, we love it. And we're really similar because I think we both have that, like, determined, really want to do a great job, but also laughing on set, making silly inside jokes. I love it. Yeah.
She was such a lovely present director, and I felt like she was so ready to give us what we needed. She also let me improv, which I love so much, so it was just so lovely that she was like, oh no, I want to see what you bring to it.
She was great. I loved working with Amy. She let you work. I mean, that was a lot of directors are go like, do this, do this, do this. Like, we got to, you know,
That's something we heard with everyone,
yeah. And she just let you work. And if you wanted to try something, she was like, go for it. Let's take a look at it and let's you know, see if it works. And then she'd come out and give you nudges in one direction or another. And yeah, she was great.
Hook 'em. Yeah, thank you so much. And enjoy all of it. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and comment and subscribe. And if you want to see more South by Southwest content, please check out our page. Bye.